Hey guys, it's New Name. This could be different than my usual old school progress videos, as I am just way too far behind. With it being the holidays, I haven't really been able to play that much, and I'll be honest, I've been doing some other stuff anyways. But I wanted to do a video, so I figured now would be as good a time as any to, I guess, give a review of the early game of old school RuneScape. I feel like I'm confidently able to say I'm slowly entering the mid game. I've pretty much done this, I think, differently than a lot of people would. I haven't really done much training myself. Almost all of my levels have come from quests. So, as you can see, I have done a lot of quests. If you're new here, basically what I've been doing is I have been following the optimal quest guide on the wiki, which there is two separate ones, and so I have just been doing this one, which is for Ironmen. So I've just kind of been making my way down, and of course doing some skilling here or there. So, I wanted to start by talking about, of course, what I've been doing the most of, which is questing. And honestly, questing on an Ironman on old school is a lot nicer than I thought it would be. Not gonna lie, I think a huge part of that is due to having done questing on an Ironman in RS3. But frankly, the quests on old school, at least the early game quests, are a little less, as the best way to put it is, time consuming than on RS3. So I do like that. I feel like the rewards definitely so far in the early game fit really well. Obviously, as I've barely been had to do any bossing, or any training, but basically I have done some here or there. I have done some woodcutting, and especially doing hold on, let me put the bank pin in. Okay, so especially what I was doing is some forestry. So I've got quite a lot of woodcutting from doing that. Mining, I did Motherlode Mine, of course, and if you watched, I really enjoy the rune crafting mini game. Rift Guardian, I believe it is. Guardians of the Rift, that's what it is. I love that. I do have to say, though, I think a lot of old school players are going to hate me for saying this, but old school kind of feels like it wants to be something else, but it's trying super hard not to not be old school RuneScape, if that makes sense. A lot of the stuff that I've run into so far feels a lot like stuff that honestly don't really fit old school RuneScape, or at least what I thought it was when it was initially voted for. But I guess that's kind of the point, is it's become its own thing. So I also really enjoy agility, rooftop agility. That is a lot of fun. That's how I've gotten a lot of my agility up. That being said, I do want to mention a few cons I've run into so far. So for me, the biggest con of old school RuneScape is that, well, frankly, kind of the game's unbearable unless you're using the RuneLite client. So if you don't know what that is, let me show you on the side. That is a third-party client that is approved by Jagex that has a bunch of different things you can use to toggle and basically make the game easier to play. So to me, I do not like that I have to have a third-party client to really get the full enjoyment out of old school RuneScape. Don't get me wrong, I use it because it's there. But I'd much rather this be something from Jagex. It just feels like, frankly, with Jagex and old school RuneScape having such a huge development team, this really should have been something that Jagex did. I think that probably puts off a lot of new players from picking up old school RuneScape, especially because a lot of the better ones, like the Quest Helper plugin, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You just find the quest you want to do, click the arrow, and it loads everything you need for the quest and basically puts an arrow on your map, as you can see up here, and takes you exactly where to do, shows you what to click on, and everything. My god, it's that plugin broken. But yeah, I really, like I said, frankly, I do not necessarily like that you have to use a third-party client to get the full enjoyment out of old school RuneScape. I have used the mobile client and it's got a lot of really good features, but just kind of overall it feels like I said, probably rambling at this point, but like I said, that it should have been something that was implemented by Jagex. Now, I haven't done any bossing, so I'm not even going to comment on bossing, but skilling. So, to me, okay, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this as well. Skilling in old school RuneScape isn't any easier or harder than RS3. In fact, a lot of the skills that are unbearable in RS3 are really enjoyable in old school RuneScape. Like rune crafting in RS3, the best way to do rune crafting is still Abyss runes up until level 90, but it's still Abyss craft running. So Guardians of the Rift, especially on an Iron Man, kind of makes rune crafting busted. Also, agility is completely broken on old school RuneScape. The fact that you have a different course every 10 levels, oh my god, compared to RS3, that is easy scape. And the final skill to me is just completely easier, even though my level's way lower, is fletching. Like, dart tips on mobile, on old school RuneScape, oh my gosh, that is just a game changer. The fact that on RS3, don't get me wrong, you can get stupid XP rates, but fletching on old school is just really stupid compared to RS3. So I will say, though, I much prefer the way thieving is on RS3, where you just click once and you don't get carpal tunnel. It's great. I hate thieving on old school. I really wish they had something like RS3, where it's maybe it's at higher levels, but where you just left click once and you don't have to worry about getting carpal tunnel. But yeah, other than that, really enjoying old school so far. So let me know down below, guys. What do you think? Am I just completely wrong? I'm sure some of you will have a view think that, but do you enjoy old school RuneScape? So if you like RS3, though, don't forget, every Monday is RS3 videos and every Thursday is an old school RuneScape video. So with that, I will see you guys on Monday. Thanks for watching. Peace out.